is my pleasure to welcome you to Homestead National Monument of America, 4 miles outside of Beatrice, Nebraska. This is the place where, on January 1st, 1863, 10 minutes after midnight, Daniel Freeman would lay claim to the first plot of land under the 1862 Homestead Act. His 160-acre claim, which was the maximum allotment under the Act, would be the first of 270 million acres of land claimed under the Homestead Act from that time period into the 1970s. I hope you enjoy your visit at our park as we explore this amazing hallowed ground. This is one of my favorite places in the park. It's a hard off the trail place to get to, far from the visitor center, but it's so significant. The stone comes from the first capital of Nebraska in Lincoln, and this marks the site of where Daniel Freeman marked his first homestead, the first 160 acres of the 270 million that homesteaders would claim throughout this country. The homesteaders were pursuing a dream of opportunity, a dream to own land. But to do it, they would have to cut through some of the toughest sod on earth. And this is what they were coming here for. This, the precious dirt of the prairie, rich and fertile. But to get to it, they would have to cut through this, the roots of the prairie grasses and all the different vegetation that grows here. Ranger Jesse out of Homestead National Monument. Good morning, Ranger Jesse.
Good morning.
What can you tell us about agriculture and its relationship to Homestead?
Well, agriculture is the reason, the Homestead Act. You know, part of the Homestead Act said that you had to cultivate the soil. And so, you know, through the Homestead Act, about 2 million new farms were created. That means that you had 2 million new farmers out there cultivating 2 million new areas to be farmed.
And were there any negative or positive impacts that came about as a result of all that agriculture?
Definitely, both. You know, today, you know, the United States is recognized as an agriculture superpower. lot of that food comes from areas that were settled through the Homestead Act. However, with that knowledge, you also had, through the Homestead Act, about 270 million acres of land that was transferred from the government to the people through the Homestead Act. That's 270 million acres of diverse native habitat that today may only have 2 or 3 crops growing on it. And so it greatly impacted biodiversity.
So I'm here with Ranger Jonathan. Good afternoon, Ranger Jonathan.
Good afternoon.
So Ranger Jonathan, your expertise is in Native Americans and also in women. Can you tell us a little bit about how the Homestead Act interacted with both of those two groups?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's important to remember that the Homestead Act, though it had some wonderful benefits for millions of Americans, and that it was a very inclusive and welcoming act, it of course had consequences for the United States' many Native American peoples. Millions and millions of acres of land under the Homestead Act were lands that natives throughout the country lived on and were dispossessed of.
And how about women?
Yeah, so women were actually a beneficiary of the Homestead Act. There were women homesteading in their own names, acquiring land for the first time with the Gender-Neutral Homestead Act of 1862, and in many ways that actually helped lead to the women's suffrage movement and the 19th Amendment.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Welcome to life out here on the prairie. It is a windy day and it's hot and humid out, but what you learn out here at Homestead National Monument is that oftentimes if it's raining or if it's sunny, if it's hot, if it's cold, if it's just a beautiful day, you go with it and you just keep on plugging, and that's the spirit of the homesteader. So my two Teacher Ranger Teacher projects, I'm going to do 2 of them. The first one is in conjunction with the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage, and that is I'm going to be working on a more intimate experience here in the park where people get to know the story of the female homesteader. And the female homesteader was one that was not in the limelight. One of the things that did happen in 1863 is women did gain the right to own land, and 10% of all homesteads were proved up by women. But also a lot of women lived behind the scenes while their husbands were the front runner in the family and the owner of the homestead. So I'm going to bring to life their stories through reading personal first-hand accounts written in journals and condensing them down to journals that can be used in the park, where you go to different stops and read a small section about their life and learn about them, so you get that intimate experience of what it's like to have been a female homesteader. My second project that I'll be working on is I am reviewing the curriculum and park resources that are already in place right now. We're taking a look at Bloom's taxonomy, so higher order thinking skills. We're applying those higher order thinking skills and creating curriculum for high school learners to give them an experience with primary source documents back in the classroom prior to coming to Homestead National Monument. Then when they get here, they'll be prepared, they'll have a targeted area of interest. Instead of going through our museum, they'll section a certain part and look at that section, and then it'll be all jigsawed together through using communication skills between students. So those 2 projects will be put in place over the next few weeks, and I'm really looking forward to working on them and digging into the vault of resources here at Homestead. Thank you very much for listening, and again, check out Homestead National Monument. It is a tremendous place.